Ni hao, mi hao, di yi chen. I'm going to discuss the Chinese literature. Chinese civilization, one of few ancient civilizations to have its individual writing concept. The Chinese language has over 20 characters. The average Chinese only learned about 5,000 of these in his lifetime. The religion and belief of Chinese people are Islam, over 22 million, Catholicism is 4 million, and Protestant, over 10 million. And those are atheism who doesn't believe in God. Confucianism, an ethical teaching founded by Confucius. Confucius is a Chinese teacher, editor, politician, and philosopher of the spring and autumn period of Chinese history. The opposite of Confucius is Taoism, and the most important religion that encompasses a variety of tradition and beliefs. A spiritual practices largely based on teachings attributes to the Buddhism. Culture and traditions of Chinese in wedding. Red is the color of wedding in China because they believe and signifies love, joy, and prosperity. To conclusion means a way for other people. The wedding day is carefully chosen to astrological sign. The education in China has already been a highly valued and the great master Confucius. Through that it is a pleasure to learn something and try it out at intervals. Similarly, numerous students have been convinced that reading books excel all other careers. The Chinese has 7 dialects and there are Mandarin, Cantonese, Hakka, Wu, Min, Xiang, Gan. Chinese literature is one of the most major literacy with an interpreted history and more than 30,000 years, dating back at least to the 14th century. 4 classes of literature: classical literature, modern literature, contemporary literature, present age literature. Number 1, the Chinese classical literature 1644 to 1911 refers to the earliest period and covers work from 3,000 years ago to the late Qing dynasty, and its virtually unbroken stance enduring dynastic changes. Written in ancient form of language that is very different from present-day Chinese. It needs to be careful studied to be understood. Chinese modern literature refers to the period from the Opium War in 1840 to the May 4th movement in 1990. Opium War. This is the war between two wars in the mid-19th century involving Anglo-Chinese dispute over the British. People observe the impact of Western through as a foreigners viewed Chinese and established their colonized novel, poetry, and other works began to appear with them of patriotism and relevant of social literature. Contemporary literature, 1990 to 1949. Spanned period from 1919 to the foundation of modern in 1949 and took on away vigor despite the fact the Chinese was in the check and completed times. Number 4, present age literature, 1949 present. Involves since the establishment of the People's Republic in 1949. During this time, there was a logjam as a consequence of cultural revolution. The last for the near 10 years, the era is now long past, and we now have favorable turn event and a great number of responsible written works. Dynasty in China. Number 1. Shang Dynasty, 1700 to 1050 BC. Development of Chinese writing. Number 2. Zhou Dynasty, 1045 to 225 BC. Basic philosophically and religious literature. Number 3. Qin Dynasty, 221 to 206 BC. Literary disaster and legalicism. Number 4. Han Dynasty, 206 to 220 BC. Scientific and historical text. Number 5. Tang Dynasty, 608 to 907. Early woodblock printing and poetry. Number 6. Song Dynasty, 906 to 1279. Early woodblock printing travel. Number 7. Yuan Dynasty, 1279 to 1365. Drama and great fictional novels. Number 8. Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. Novels. Number 9. Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1911. Novels and pre-modern literature.